and it's part of your instincts, and instincts are one of the strongest things. So, but in the end, you have also consciousness, and you will overcome fear by consciousness. So, and it actually works vice versa. Perhaps you find a point of satisfaction, and your consciousness tells you that I should not climb further. I don't know. You might be having sex 2 times, and your consciousness says she will get fucking pregnant. Don't do it, guys. Two times a week. Two times a week. 2 times a week is all right.
What happened to the rock climbing metaphor?
It's I don't know. It's one of the first things that came to my mind. But anyways,
I get the point. I get your point.
2 weeks is enough, but like your instincts tell you more. You know what I mean? Like one of the primordial instincts is reproduction. So I don't know. One of the strongest things.
It works.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Welcome, guys, to the factory. And as you can see today, we have a very special guest with us. It's not just me and Kevin anymore. We have our dear friend Anton over here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. As once before, I'm really grateful to be here with you guys.
We are happy to have you once again.
If you don't know, this is like our second attempt of doing this. Last time we had some very bad technical issues, but this time, hopefully
things should have resolved themselves.
I kind of skipped this. Wait, was the whole recording?
Yeah, the whole recording was crap.
It was shit.
Oh my god. Okay.
It was an elite conversation, but...
Okay, now it's gonna take some time. Buckle up your seats, prepare some snacks. It's gonna be long.
It's gonna be a long ride, exactly.
Yeah. It is gonna be an episode of a Peruvian, an Indian, and a Russian talking about standards. So, buckle up. But yeah, welcome to episode 9, standards. And our question for the week this time is, why am I never good enough?
Good one.
I think let's take it a bit different. Why don't we start with what our thoughts are on this question? Like, how would you interpret this question itself? Why am I never good enough?
I guess you can interpret it in 2 ways, at least for me. One says your own like standards that you have that were made from the environment that you grew up in, how you were brought up, or whatever. Or another way you can interpret it is why you can't fit into a specific community. What specifically do you have to do to fit in better, or to be considered by that community good enough, or
Anton?
The first thing that comes to tongue is basically survival.
Okay.
And as survival, why do I keep? In order to survive, why do I keep growing? Why do I always need to grow better?
Okay.
This is a question that I interpret myself.
That is a
good interpretation. Yeah.
Right, Kevin, tell us yourself.
Yeah, no, me, it's pretty much the same as well. Initially, it was kind of like an existential version of, why am I never good enough? Why can I not fulfill my own expectations in that sense? But then it later on grew into Anton's version of like what pushes me to better myself. And I guess it turned into like an interesting way to phrase that into why am I never good enough. But yeah, this episode we have about 7 discussion points. But yes, something tells me we're going to spend a lot of time on each point. But yeah, it's a premonition that I have. But anyway, so yeah, I guess we just jump straight into it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, so I've kind of rephrased stuff a little bit, but I think it's more or less the same. But why don't you take the first point?
All right.
Yeah.
First point. When the goalpost moves, who moved it? After a win, why does the bar jump again? What's the signal that ambition is fueling growth versus perfection draining joy?
Yeah. So this is basically the moving goalpost thing that we were talking previously. So, Anton. Grace
Yeah.
us with your opinion first, please.
Throughout was 1 week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Throughout 2 weeks, my opinion hasn't changed much. I still think that. I mean, I have to explain.
Yeah.
I have to reintroduce the concept once more.
Yeah.
And my main point about my concept is the fact that every single life is by nature competitive. It's not because someone created us like this way or something is going on this way. It's just competitive life is more likely to exist because only competitive life would actually exist because they're striving to survive better. And competitivity is a part of every single life being. Of course, you cannot really judge human because, for example, you might be wondering, I want to get a better position, a better job. But at the same time, we're also conscious. So even though I might be striving to get a new job, I might go and apply for a new job, I would actually prefer sleeping.
Yeah.
In this sense, there are two things that make us. The instincts that are hiding on the very base of us, they always affect us, and consciousness. I define myself personally, consciousness as an ability to restrict towards instincts.
Okay.
So, and consciousness is a spectrum, by the way. And it's always changing. You never have constant consciousness. Maybe you haven't slept well, so your consciousness has decreased.
Okay. Makes sense. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I jumped too far into my.
No, it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
no, go for it. Yeah.
It's fine.
Into my explanation. But what I'm trying to say is, despite the fact that we're biologically animals, we are conscious and we're capable of making decisions beyond animal-ish ones. Basically, we can make decisions beyond our instincts. And one of those decisions are, once again, why do we always keep the bar?
Why it keeps jumping?
Yeah, why do we always move it further and further? And one of the things are part of our instincts, actually. So we do it by nature. It's just how we are programmed. You can resist it, but sooner or later, instincts do give you a thought about it. And it's just the way we live. And in the end, there is also never that thing as good enough, because
you just keep.
Yeah, it's always
raising
better.
higher.
It's always better to climb a bit further, do a step further, because you're never sure. You're never confident.
Yeah. Like.
No, it just reminded me of like the whole blue luck.
Yeah,
The whole blue luck thing of just
yeah,
being egoist and never being okay with just being good enough, and that to never be satisfied, to keep striving to be even better than before.
Blue luck.
Blue luck. It's a manga.
It's like a manga.
It's about football, and the whole concept is basically what you just explained.
Yeah.
To be in a state of mind where you are never satisfied with good enough, so that you keep improving in every time.
And like to a very extreme level, and how that translates to like the human psyche, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah. You would enjoy it. I mean, it's about soccer, but more than soccer, it's about like critical thinking and analytical skills, more or less. So yeah, but anyway, I also agree pretty much. It's like, what's the signal that ambition is fueling growth versus perfectionism draining joy? We touched upon that last time as well, where we phrased it as, what was it? Healthy ambition versus self-sabotage perfectionism?
Yeah,
Something along those lines?
exactly.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it was about, my stance on it was, it depends, even though it's a strenuous process, as long as you enjoy the process, I would say it's ambition that fuels growth But whereas if you don't enjoy the process in its whole, it's not to say that like, because obviously sometimes we do things that we don't like, but then it's for our good.
Yeah.
So, but like as a whole, if you if you look back on your progress and you see that the losses outweigh the gains, then I would say it's perfectionism draining joy. And I think that emotional factor is also something that's important to consider when you are bettering yourself.
For sure. But I think it just comes back to the hierarchy of needs, Like if that ambition sacrifices the basic needs, like it's just not worth it at that point, right? Because you're just damaging yourself and you're just burning the fuel until you just run out.
Yeah.
Right? You always need those basic needs met first, so you can keep chasing that ambition.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'll reintroduce another concept.
Yeah.
As of why are we growing in the first place? Why do we do all of this? Why are we always getting more money, more effort, more suffering? And the end question.
Going to do the pain versus joy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going good. Oh, yeah. Go.
Basically, we're trying to resist the pain and get joy. This is like the core meaning. Once again, it's tied up to our instincts, and this is something you cannot. No matter what you do, you can train your consciousness, but in the end, it's always going to be there. But basically, the way I look at the pain, because like if you have a lot of pain in your life, a bit of joy is going to be so joyful for you that you're going to be satisfied with the amount of joy. And this is actually a bit weird to think about it. We as Europeans, we have so relatively high standards of living. And in the end, there might be just like a hungry boy living in Mumbai, eating like a donut somehow, being so damn happier than we are when we pass our exams or something after like nights of suffering. And it's just like it boils down to if you keep on growing, if you keep on pursuing your joy, in the end, there's just going to be madness. Still haven't learned the bloody citation. But in the end, if you just keep giving a person what they want, they'll just require madness. And at this point, you just cannot allow existence. The existence of this human is not only self-destructive towards them, their existence becomes just destructive towards everyone around. And basically, the most joyful humans who are doing everything for their joy are destructive and self-destructive. And what I'm saying is because there is never this point of having joy, because it's endless pursuit, the best way to do this is balance. And in this sense, pain and joy are two absolutely the same things, and they coexist together. And if you have lots of pain, a little bit of joy is fine enough to be joyful. If you have lots of joy for you and your standards are high, your pain is very low, and you don't feel that much joy in the end. So you're not that grateful, I would say. And the core reason for all of this is everyone needs to find this point of balance. And this is the hardest point, perhaps, in everyone's life, because it's not only about us as well. There are also others. We're social creatures. Once again, going back to consciousness and like instinct and stuff. A human, like you've probably heard, you guys, and everyone heard those like moments. A human, like a baby, was grown by like a pack of wolf or something.
Is this the thing that you? Well, I mean, you thought it was monkeys.
I took about an experiment that I don't know when they did it, but they had They had twins. And one of them grew up with the parents, and another one, I don't know how or what, but they like put them in an environment with gorillas or monkeys or something like that, and the two twins grew up to act very differently. Is it something like that?
to some extent. It's related. It's quite related. What I'm trying to say is what makes us humans is our interactions, our sociality. Basically, if you put a human in a wild environment and then you reintroduce it to social environment, this is basically a different creature, a different beast. Yeah. And this is what also decides our consciousness. Once again, I told you, that's a spectrum. And the more social aware, it's also the more conscious you are, actually, what I think, my personal opinion. And you need to decide, because like balance yourself, you might actually get a bit higher balance just because for other people, just to satisfy other people's needs. And so they would be happy as well. And they would find this balance, this point of, I'm going to give it a term now because I don't want to explain it every single time. Let's call it a point of satisfaction, basically.
Okay.
It's enough pain to be joyful and enough joy. It's like enough pain to not to go down and to get more pain, and enough joy not to climb up. Basically, it's a point of when I'm good enough.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, a point of satisfaction. And since there are a lot of people that we also are striving to reach those they would also reach the same point, and it's quite hard. But once again, everyone needs to find a balance.
But there must be a way to get that to that point of satisfaction without the pain, you know?
If there is no pain, you're not satisfied.
What about like self-awareness? Could that be enough?
It's a pain. It's actually a type of pain in this sense, but still, it's not limiting, I think.
I mean, what do you mean by self-awareness?
Maybe self-awareness is not the right word, but like in general, interacting with the world and being aware of what's happening around you. Would that not be? Well, I guess you just answered that. Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, it's. I would consider it as a type of pain. Self-limiting pain. It's like you put those limits, those weights onto yourself in order to limit yourself. But personally, consciousness against personal experience, like you are scared of getting your, hand bitten.
Well, go ahead.
You're scared, and that's why you don't do some tricky stuff. So that will give you joy. For example, you might be like a jungle guy who likes to go to
rock climbing. Let's say rock climbing.
Yeah, rock climbing, and you're scared of good example actually. And one thing that you might limit yourself because you're getting enough joy, but you're like taking small mountains. Maybe like you go in parks, you limit yourself. But at some point, there is also pain, there is joy, but in the end. If you feel like
it's not small rocks get easy enough, then there's not enough struggle to feel satisfied.
Because as you learn, the pain and joy, they both decrease at the same time. And you neither have enough pain to contribute for joy, nor enough joy to just give you joy. So in the end, you climb up higher mountains. Or you can limit yourself by self-awareness, as you said, as like hearing, oh my God, this guy climbed those mountains without like a safety vest.
What's the okay?
I mean like a rope.
A rope.
Okay. Have you guys climbed? I've been doing it professionally.
No.
But I mean, I've been climbing around the house. That's not professional. But anyways, it's self-awareness basically. Limits you, but it's a different thing of falling down and like getting a couple of bruises, a couple of bumps onto yourself.
But that pain doesn't necessarily stop you either, no?
It does. It's a higher pain than. My main point is to tell you that self-awareness pain compared to real pain are two absolutely different things.
I'm just challenging that idea because there's like real life examples. For example, I remember this video of a kid who was doing, was it F1 or F3 racing, and he got into a crash and he lost both of his legs, so he became an amputee, and then but then he came back into racing anyways.
Well, there are different cases, and it's hard to clarify.
No, it's fine if you can clarify, because I'm just adding on and digging deeper.
I mean, in the end, once again, as I said, there are instincts and there are consciousness. You can try your consciousness, but in the end, core reasons are hidden within instincts. And one of the things that is affecting instincts are pain, dull, I don't know, sheer savage flesh pain.
Okay.
It's
physical pain.
It's a very, very fear, basically. A very, very part of our existence. And it's it's hard to say. You might find this point of satisfaction and you won't climb further because of this fear, and it's part of your instincts. And instincts are one of the strongest things. So, but in the end, you have also consciousness, and you will overcome fear by consciousness. So, and it actually works vice versa. Perhaps you find the point of satisfaction, and your consciousness tells you that I should not climb further. I don't know. You might be having sex 2 times, and your consciousness says she will get fucking pregnant. Don't do it, guys. Two times a week. 2 times a week. 2 times a week is alright.
What happened to the rock climbing metaphor?
It's I don't know. It's one of the first things that comes to my mind. But anyways,
I get the point. I get your point.
2 weeks is enough, but like your instincts tell you more. You know what I mean? Like one of the primordial instincts is reproduction. So I don't know. One of the strongest things.
It works.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
It reminded me of the thing I told you about yesterday.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
you tell Anton after the recording.
But anyways, it's. You can limit yourself by consciousness, and you can limit yourself by instincts. But overall, instincts allow you to overjump consciousness, and consciousness allows you to surpass instincts. So, and it's kind of hard. So you have to. This is what, because I'm not good enough. I haven't reached this point of satisfaction. Maybe many people do it through religion. Many people do it through
whatever activities, hobbies, sports. Yeah, anything.
But like, I haven't achieved this point, so I cannot really clarify. But as I can see, if there is a point like I'm good enough in engineering. My instincts tell me I'm fucking tired. I want to go sleep. But at some point, my consciousness tells me, okay, now it's time for studying. At the same time, I might be hungry, and I might be by consciousness. I might be like avoiding. Okay, like I'm fat. It's time to get lean by consciousness, and I'm resisting my instincts by consciousness, saying that okay, I'm gonna eat later. But in the end, at some point, I will also eat a lot of food because I cannot resist my instincts.
It's complicated.
So it's
Kevin, we have not introduced you in this conversation. What's your take on all this?
Sorry, it took me. It's a really long point.
It's good because it gave me a lot of things to collect my thoughts on.
Right, because the idea isn't wrong, right? But it's just so much more complicated. There's just so much more to it than just.
Yeah, but the main thing that I like. Towards the end, when like now as you were talking about you personally not getting to achieve the satisfaction, this question came into mind is, it depends on what you define as joy.
Right.
True, yeah.
Like, I mean, like for you, perhaps joy is through achieving certain goals or achieving certain accomplishments or stuff like that. Whereas for me, that's not exactly what I find happiness in it, but not really joy per se. For me, joy is more of a sense of peace, regardless of what situation I'm in, whether it be a bad one or a good one. And that's how I would define joy. And then you would also might have a different definition of joy.
I don't really know. I haven't thought about the definition of joy for me, actually.
Because in this sense, because like we're talking about growing and growth, I think joy is a result of growth. So I just summarized the result of growth and set as joy.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much took all the words out of my mouth. I mean, that's pretty much what I believe as well. And once again, as Nick foreshadowed since like episode 1, it's always a balancing act. That, it's like, it's pain and joy, and they're two forces that you can't really separate from each other, because it's quite interlinked. Because you can define pain as the absence of joy, and you can define joy as the absence of pain, technically, by the conversation that we're having.
Right, okay.
In the context of the conversation we're having. So in that way, yeah, it would make perfect sense that like the levels needed of pain and joy to maintain sanity would have to be more or less balanced and equal in the way that we experience it. And of course, in growth, it would be like you have this level of joy and you're at this level of pain, so you increase your level of pain now, and then you work towards conquering that level of pain, and then after you have, then your level of joy increases, and then it's just that cycle of, as you reach the next level of joy, you just increase the pain more, and then you conquer that through whatever method, as you said, instincts or consciousness or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Makes sense.
What do you think? I mean, I doubt you have also reached this point of satisfaction, have you?
Satisfaction of what?
The point of satisfaction, like the point.
It's enough, basically.
I wouldn't say I've reached the point, but I have reached, because I used to be obsessive about why I'm not good enough, but a lot of it was born through comparison of people that I used to regard in my same skill level in that certain whatever it is that I was comparing. But now I've reached a level where it's not about being satisfied of where I am, because I know the potential, or I can see a glimpse of the potential I have to grow in certain aspects of my life, but it's not a level where I am beating myself about it, that I'm not achieving it in the quickness that I want to achieve it in. Like, in a way,
you have like a deadline.
Not deadline. I mean, I guess it, like, bringing an example back from the last time we had this conversation, like music, for example. Let's say that the thing that I'm working on is now learning to play jazz. All right. And how I would go about it previously would be, okay, I have this much of skill. I have this much of experience built over like, 12, 13 years. So technically, from whatever I know of jazz, I should be able to somewhat master it in like the next 6 months to 12 months, kinda. And I'll give it that. And then what would end up happening would be that, because it's not like I'm dedicating my life to it, other things would come up, and I wouldn't be able to achieve that 6 months to 12 months. I wouldn't reach the level of progress I want in that time. I would have made progress, but not the level that I wanted. And then I would beat myself up about it. I would be like, why can't I do this? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. And that's how I used to be. But now it's more of a case of, I know what my goal is. I now factor in other things like studies, podcasts, volleyball, different things, other relationships and stuff like that. And like, in that way, I am aware that I can do the best I can do in that given moment. And I try to do the best that I can. But then whatever progress I do make, I don't compare it towards what I could have done. It's more about, I'm satisfied with how much I grew.
As you grow, how does this goal forms.
Sorry?
It's basically you have a goal, right? And you have a deadline, and you're trying to reach this goal, and as soon as you're achieving joy through this process, you're satisfied. Even after the past deadline, you might not be that good enough, right? I mean, I'm just trying to re-explain the point, so we would be on the same page. And so even if you're not good enough as you planned yourself to be, I just wonder, because as you grow, your goal changes. And do you keep it constant?
I keep it constant till I reach it. So in the context of music, let's say, because again, it depends on what. Well, I guess it's kind of universal. Each goal kind of has steps towards it. It's not just boom. Even learning a language, you have levels of, you first learn the words, the characters, then the words, then grammar, then yada yada yada. So it's more about, you have that goal in mind, but then you kind of focus more, or I focus more on completing the steps one by one. It's not about let's say in jazz, it's the first step would be to master pentatonic scales. Now, let's say I wanted to master jazz in 6 months, but then let's say I only mastered pentatonic scales in 6 months. I'm not mad about that. I'm now, as I am who I am now, I would be quite happy that, okay, at least it's kind of removing that deadline itself from my mind. It's not about, yes, the goal changes in the sense that, okay, now I've finished pentatonic scales, moving on to the next. And then eventually, how much ever time it takes, I will finish jazz. And then once jazz is over, there'll be something else for me to learn. Again, depends on the field, but then usually with fields like academics or creative fields, there's not really a limit to how much you can learn about said subject. Yeah.
True.
So it also depends on how far along you want to go. Because I want to learn music, but then it's only to the level where I don't want to become a virtuoso. I do not care for it. I want to learn it to the level where I can feel comfortable expressing the music in my mind. It's kind of making my skills reach the level that my mind has reached. And then once I reach that level, I'll be satisfied with music and I'll move on to the next thing. So I think it's the same with engineering as well. For me, personally, I don't wish to go to a doctorate level in engineering or anything. I'm more than happy to finish up with my master's, know enough to, understand different concepts of physics and such, and then of course for a job. But yeah, I'm not that passionate about engineering that I would go above and beyond to
a PhD or
PhD or do research studies and stuff like that. Whereas of course it will be different for you and for you, the levels that you guys want to achieve different things in different aspects. So
no, it's just even though you have this goal, and I assume you rarely reach this goal, to be honest.
I rarely reach the goal?
Yeah, exactly as you imagine it.
Oh yeah, no, not as I imagine it. Yeah.
As long as the process, the steps give you satisfaction, it's you're capable of growing.
Yes, and that satisfaction, satisfaction keeps me motivated to keep going on.
Going back to the same point, by doing those actions, when will you understand you've reached the point of satisfaction, the final? Or do you imply that because you enjoy a process of growing, by enjoying the process of growing, and
you're already satisfied, maybe
you don't have this point of satisfaction? As people say, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
And basically what you're trying to say, there is no such point for you as long as you enjoy the process.
Yeah, that's like again, if we apply that to, in my case, music, let's say, okay, now I'm saying that my ultimate satisfaction goal is to reach a level where I can express whatever I want to express the way I want to express it. But then maybe as I keep growing towards that goal, maybe I gain an even deeper love of music or a deeper love of the technical skills regarded in like the instrument or piano or something. And then maybe, now I do desire to be a virtuoso or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's not about, like, the goal is not necessarily required to be constant. It's just that me personally, I set it to something that I can envision accomplishing.
Mm-hmm.
So as I am right now, I can envision accomplishing the goal, the ultimate goal, that, I can express myself the way I want to through music.
Something from like Disney movie. The real journey was a treasure all along.
Yeah.
All along.
The one piece was the friends we made along the way. But yeah, I mean that's how I draw my, because I don't really see.
Right.
Because when I tried doing it the other way and it just didn't work out for me personally, so I just find it way more fun in that struggle rather than
Getting
just
to
reaching
the
that
points
level.
of satisfaction. Yeah.
This is a lot more mature than my point personally. Because in the end, it's like, sure, I don't see my final point of satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't see it, I'm doing the same thing as you do. But if I would see it at some point, it's gonna be so fucking far away. So far.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, even my goal that I like envisioned myself doing, it's not like
it's not like
I envisioned it doing by the time I graduate. Like, it'll probably take another 15, 20 years. I don't know.
It's just like if you focus on some goal to complete some goal, and it's very hard to achieve it, because like sure, you're getting closer to this, but the path you have taken towards it is so miserably small every single time, and you spend hours training, studying, whatever. You spend hours of pain. It's just easier to flow along the way and get some joy.
That's
along.
the thing. But then if you get satisfaction and joy through those hours of work and through that struggle, then the amount of joy that you get versus the pain that you feel, because again, the amount of pain that you feel is subjective, it's not objective.
No, yeah, for sure. Well,
Right.
unless
Like,
it's physical pain.
Well, yeah, obviously. And even physical pain, it depends on your physical characteristics.
True, you're actually right, yeah.
Like, the way different people experience joy and pain is subjective. So, like, for example, if I were to spend, like, 1 hour practicing music, I would find that, like, kind of annoying, to, like, continuously practice music for, like, an hour. But then, like, someone else who's way more skilled than me, who does, like, 6 hours of practice a day, 1 hour is, like, nothing for them. That's not pain, per se. So, in that same way, if I find more joy out of the struggle that I put in for like 30 minutes or whatever, then, I would say that even though, let's say, objectively I've not made progress in my skills, I am satisfied with what I did on that in that time of 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like accrediting it to, like, when you're watching like a really good series or reading like a really good story, that the story has to come to an end. But then you enjoy the story so much that you sometimes wish that you don't see the end. In a way. Have you experienced that?
No.
Really?
That's one of the greatest joys of life, man. Like, I was just thinking, for example, like One Piece, right? It is such an amazing story, and it's like gone on for like freaking decades at this point. But
it's
then
going to end. Like, it's gonna end in
and
the
it's
next few years.
And since it's like close to ending now, people are getting realizing that, like, yes, we do want to know what the One Piece is and whatever it is,
Right.
but then we don't, like, there is a part of us that wants it more to not end because of that struggle and journey and just getting to see that.
Yeah.
And in a way, they're kind of satisfied with not getting a conclusive end to said story, just because it can keep going on and on and on.
Just reflected once again our different pursuits.
Yeah.
It's enjoy the process, but you enjoy it so much that you actually forget the goal of process. So
that could happen.
So you just work.
It could happen, yes, that you lose sight of the goal and then
you work. You work for the joy of process, not the joy of goal.
Yeah.
And I personally think.
But then, of course, I would say that but the joy you get in the process is not it is quite small in comparison to accomplishing like the goal. Like if I would take like volleyball, for example, I take joy in the process of like learning to do a serve or like learning to receive or something. But then just because I get joy from that process, that doesn't mean that I'm not achieving that goal of learning how to receive. And then once I do achieve that goal of learning how to receive, I feel way more joy than that process.
It's just I consider the example. It's an interesting way because some people, this point is so far ahead for everyone, and reaching it for I think every single human is not. You cannot just.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah. So people just because it's really hard to get the final joy of goal. I think the only left for people to do is to adapt and enjoy the process. And many people just like go along, they succumb to the joy of, to the process of joy process. And they not swim along, they drift along. Even though they might be like very hard working and stuff. An interesting scenario.
Interesting scenario indeed. Do you have any thoughts to contribute?
I want to add something else, but we're still on our first point, and it's been like 40 minutes.
We've kind of actually touched all 7 points at this point, so let's just do
a
free-for-all. Why not?
Let's see. I think
I was just gonna add like a goal is still a good thing to have, right? Because it focuses that path, anyways, right?
Yeah.
But it's still like a goal in of itself isn't necessarily good or bad. It's more the actual journey that you take that can be self-destructing or what's the other?
The ambition fueling growth.
Progressive.
Like healthy ambition.
The one that causes growth. Yeah.
I mean, like, but basically, the sheer definition of journey is to have a goal.
Yeah.
So journey cannot exist without a goal. So we have to.
Yeah. Do you have to have a goal for a journey?
I mean,
It's not a journey if you don't have a destination, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I guess
no,
so.
actually.
Yeah, right. I
I
don't
see
know.
where you're
Actually, I just came up with that idea. Does there have to be a destination for it to be a journey?
I always think so because otherwise you cannot enjoy the process then. Because like you cannot define what to enjoy.
But I'm thinking it like from a perspective of like a road trip.
Right.
Like if you were to take a road trip, of course, like the sensible way to go about it was to have a destination and then go take that route over. But then, if you're just a free soul and you just go on a road trip with no set destination in mind,
why would you do this?
Why not?
Why not? People do this. And they find great joy in doing it. So,
well, they do have.
Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump in the movie running across America.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a goal actually in mind. He never enjoyed the process. I mean, he enjoyed the process because he was. It's just a different case. Going back to you, they go on the road because they are trying to achieve joy. So, getting continuous joy is the goal.
But then, is that a valid goal to have? Because again, as we said, like balancing joy and pain. If you were to achieve, if it even is achievable, and you can achieve continuous joy, wouldn't that just drive you to madness, as you pointed out before?
I mean, yes, but it's not the reason to go or continuous joy. I didn't get your point actually.
No, I mean, you said that like what they're trying to achieve is continuous joy, and like that's the ultimate
I
goal.
mean, yeah, the joy that you not the continuous joy, the joy that you get in the process.
Ah, okay.
So the goal for them is actually the process. So there's
Okay.
always
Yeah.
some goal actually. Otherwise, I mean,
Fair.
I think we're very objective people. I mean, we are subject to subjectivity, but our core understandings and our core decisions are hidden within objectivity. Even in instincts, they're actually objective. Survive, eat, drink, reproduce. Booga booga.
Yeah. Fair. Okay. Yeah. No, I can understand. I can understand it. Yeah, let's just go through. Have you just touched on all these points?
Yeah, maybe we did. Second point. Read it.
Like,
Okay, thank you everyone. It was a nice time.
Let's check if we actually. We must have missed one out. There's no way we talk about
point
everything.
two was like, are we benchmarking or self-erase? So like, if feeds are.
We talked about
Okay, yeah,
comparison.
no.
Let's go into this further.
Yeah, we didn't talk
'cause
about
we
like
only
the
talked about
social
this,
media
2
thing
minutes,
that we
yeah.
did prior. So okay, if feeds are highlight reels, and what would be a fair behind-the-scenes metric look like? So how do we design comparisons that make us braver and not smaller? So this is we can take this conversation more in the context of social media.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, you did say highlight reels.
Yeah.
Despite being animals and consciousness, instincts, everything, despite being animals, but once again, the thing that determines us from a monkey is interaction and social interactions, and everything that is happening in soциum around us is affecting us towards, completely. It's without a doubt. You might be thinking it's like your decision to be someone somehow, but in the end, it's just you've been affected. So, and it's completely all right. You could be affected. Even your desire, for example, to be someone is not necessarily your core desire, your idea that you've been birthed with. I'm gonna be a doctor. It's like
It got implanted to you, right? Through the environment.
Yeah,
right?
and you will consider the goals as your own, even though they've been imposed to you. And I'm not sure how to.
This is
you have something in mind. What is it? What is
I
it?
was just saying this is really interesting under the concept of existentialism and essentialism that we talked about.
Oh, right. Yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
This kind of
Like yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna go into because there are some points that I disagree with you on, but then that's related to my faith, and this channel has seen enough of my faith, so you all know where I disagree on it. But anyway, right. So what was the main thing that you were saying? I mean, you said a lot of stuff, but what was the main point that you were trying to convey?
Our growing is directly influenced by other people, and it's completely all right.
Okay.
But our goals are imposed, not created. Or in other words, we don't have free will.
I mean,
or we have the illusion of free will.
We have the illusion of free will.
It's a mixture.
Maybe it is. I
think
don't
it's
know.
a mixture. That's a spectrum. That's a spectrum of yourself.
Go ahead. Kevin, you go ahead. You start with this one. Or you continue this one.
I will not deny that goals are definitely imposed by interactions that we have, whether it be through face-to-face interactions or interactions we see over the screen or anything like that. Because I will not deny it, because it is a fact. But, and touching upon what we discussed last episode on the existentialist part of it, I do think we have more more of an ability to consciously decide on things than we think that we do. And I think even though, but again, it also requires a certain level of maturity to be able to do this. But then, like, things can, from your environment and whatever you're exposed to, can come and influence you. But then after reaching a certain point of maturity, you can almost pick and choose what influences you. I mean, you have this barrage of information that comes towards you that aligns towards your interests or whatever. But then you do have the free will and the decision to choose what exactly you let inside.
It's hard too.
It's hard. That's why I said again, it does need a certain level of maturity to be reached.
It
and
is hard.
Most times it's not reached. Most times it's always like subconsciously influenced by social media or like the peers around you and stuff like that. Again, like just drawing back to that comparison is the thief of joy kind of point. You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, when you start unconsciously comparing yourself to others without a goal of self-improvement in mind, it does steal you of joy. And it just puts you deeper and deeper into a hole of self-despair. Kind of.
I don't think I meant that.
You don't think, sorry, what?
I don't think I meant that.
No, I'm not saying you meant that.
No.
I'm saying like I'm just adding to your point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
So there is some level of control. That's what you're saying.
yeah.
There is some free will.
You're considering like a case of subconsciously devouring information, being molded, like receiving punches. Like you keep receiving punches from society, and you get molded. Like information, not punches. I don't know, you're molded by physical force.
Yeah.
This is what you're considering. You're subconsciously absorbing information and integrating it into yourself. But in the end, if you're conscious enough,
You can choose. Yeah.
it's not about choosing. It's actually, you're right.
What
you're
I
right.
said is choosing.
Yeah, you
it's,
can choose what.
But like you choose some information, then you also change it. You think about it, and then you accept it.
Yeah.
So in the end, like someone told you, everyone is telling you, let's be a doctor, but you're like, I'm gonna be an engineer.
I don't know, but yeah, exactly.
and like in the end, the fact that everyone is telling that, like on your own, you wouldn't want to be an engineer.
Yes.
But the sheer idea of being a doctor
Doesn't appeal to you.
made you
Yeah.
an engineer. So you're still affected, but in the end, it faces like barriers and barriers of consciousness and thought process, and yeah.
Again, I think it's also, it comes with like, I mean, it's different for each person because each person leads a different life, but I'm just thinking like, you are way more susceptible to influence as a kid because of the level of consciousness you have about yourself, the world, and so on and so forth.
You just have no choice in this case.
Yeah, but then as you grow up and you get exposed to many more things, I'm talking about in the context of having opinions and views, right? Still, like a majority of the world let others form opinions for them. You know, they align to a side or they align towards a majority or a minority or whatever it is, but then there'll be one or a few people at the forefront of said majority or minority that define the opinions, and then everybody just agrees with that. But then that's what I accredit to being like a child, almost. But then as you grow up and as you mature, like even in this discussion, we have different views and different opinions, but then we are not easily swayed by each other's opinions and views, because we have it
Developed consciousness.
yeah, it's kind of rooted in a firm foundation somewhat. And it is not to say that it's fixed, because of course it can change, but then it needs to be equally that fundamentally challenging to your view, that you're like, okay, maybe I am wrong about this, and then you change to whatever it is. But then just having that fact of like being able to form and to stand your ground basically in certain things, and not go along with the flow, or like with the majority of society or whatever, you know, I would say that's also like a form of the amount of free will that you have when it comes to building and managing the way your mind works. I don't know if any of that made sense, but
No.
yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
It's just level of consciousness. As we grow up, we tend to absorb, because we have no idea, we have no choice but to absorb in the young age, because consciousness is basically, it's interaction, it's everything, and
Yeah.
everything that. I'm not gonna be a parent. I just thought a bit about it. It's first, I don't know, maybe till 12, maybe. Some people say like they've only become really conscious when they're 23. It's like first years, children are the most susceptible towards absorbing information. And because majority interaction they are receiving from parents, how do you make like the most unbiased, intelligent, I don't know, the best person?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a burden, and it's going to haunt this child forever, because
Right,
this is the only
exactly.
thing they can base on. And changing your base consciousness is a long journey.
Yeah.
Like a long one. So
Especially the older you get.
yes,
Yeah.
You people also probably notice the older people are, the harder it gets to change their
Yeah.
opinions.
There's a paper about this, I think, a scientific paper about this.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
like people always say,
Yeah, I mean, it's wide, no knowledge, but yeah.
grass in the past used to be greener. It is actually used to be greener, according to people. 'Cause, they just can't, and I understand.
Yeah.
It's okay, Zoomer, Boomer.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing else to add. You guys talked about everything, though. That was good.
Cool. 0.3, let's see how it
Actually,
doubles.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I want to explore this concept a bit. It's just
Sure,
like,
yeah, go.
do you guys ever consider to be at least a possibility of having a child?
Oh,
me? Yeah, no, for sure.
I did not think about it long enough. No, so I guess no for now.
I guess, okay.
I guess no for now.
He hasn't even thought as far as getting a partner, bro. So, I mean, like, credit to him, though. I mean, you have your focus set on, like, what's right in front of you. So, fair enough.
Okay.
No, me personally, yeah, I do.
If you
enjoy it.
consider, do you feel the burden of growing a child?
Yes, of course.
I
It
thought about
is
that.
a burden, yeah. But then it's the thing with parenthood, as obviously I've not experienced it, but then what I've heard of from many others is that it depends on the eyes that you look at from. Like, objectively, of course, having a child, especially in today's world, is a burden in the sense of financials, the time, the freedom, and you give up a lot of things for having said child. So if you think about it from a rational point of view, it doesn't make sense to have a child. But then
Someone took a look at democratics. But everything is dropping.
yeah,
In the end, it's just going to be Nigerians and Indians.
yeah. But so obviously if you see it from, and that's what a lot of people do nowadays, is that they look at it from an objective point of view, and that's why they choose not to have children. But then the thing is, even if, because I know parents like this, that like even if you were like a really, really rational person before becoming a parent, once it doesn't even have, it usually, they don't even change like during the pregnancy, but then like once the kid actually comes out and you see like your likeness in form, something happens to the brain, and obviously they also can describe it, but then it's kind of like suddenly logic doesn't apply. It's not about logic. It's about I wouldn't say emotion either, but it's something more deeper.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna have to find out, when it
Yeah,
actually happens.
I agree, but I don't think it's applicable to you as a man.
What makes you think that?
Well, because in reality, the way it's actually done, and actually, I'm not sure, I don't know how to raise a child once again, but
Neither do I.
this is
None of us, though.
This is how I was brought up to some extent, and it's like mother, because she has the most heart towards you, she has the most affiliation towards you, and she gives you the safety and softness of the world. And
Yes,
love,
she
and
is
love of
more
the world.
nurturing, yes.
But father, in the end, is more punishing and more realistic.
Okay.
Both are great, and this is what forges us. And I think this is essential, because like you cannot just see a child and, like, he just look, this little thing looks just like me, and like everything will
No,
be
yeah,
resolved.
of course. But what I'm saying is that punishment and realistic side comes out of an emotion of protectiveness and love, not out of side of just logical, rational thinking. Like if it was just a kid that looks like you, it's not necessary that you would even care about it. You might not even care enough about it to let it know how the world would treat you.
Okay, I understood what you meant. It's,
I think, what do you say? Because I mean, like, well, I mean, you also have a sister though. Do you like? I mean, but, I mean, because I think the approach of each, like a father and a mother, differs from like on the gender of the kid, like towards the daughter and towards the son. What I mean, have you witnessed that in your family or no? Or has it been mostly the same treatment towards both of you?
It's definitely women are treated more feminine, men are treated more man.
So in the sense, like, would you say your mom is more gentler towards you and not gentler towards your sister? Or
she's both gentle towards us, but in the end, if I'm gonna be crying of, I don't know, a bump, something, in the end she will approach me with a love and kindness and say, Anton, boys don't cry. And if there will be my sister crying, she's like, show it to me, with the same love and kind.
Yeah.
So treatment is the same, but result is different.
Okay, yeah. You?
I don't know if I want to comment on that.
Russia
If
is
you don't want to, you don't have to.
I don't know if I want to comment
Russia
there,
is
but
quite a conservative country to some extent. So.
I guess I'll try, but in a general sense.
Are you a man of man?
I would say I was mostly brought up with the traditional values, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, maybe I won't say anything now. That's fine.
Okay, Nick abstains.
I abstain, yeah. I'll abstain.
Nick has such a rich background, so it's you've been molded by too many things. So
yeah, there's also that fact, yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, no, in my case, because obviously when I take time to think about, because I also feel sometimes that, like, even though I do have the decision that I do want kids someday when the time is right, it's not that I don't think like, how am I gonna do this? Like, I mean, how can I raise? Well, obviously, it's not just me, but like, how can I, as a father, raise my potential future son or potential future daughter to be someone better than me, right? And then I just usually think back to how my parents did it, and like what were the things that they did right that affected me into becoming the positive parts of myself that I am now, and what are the negative things that they made mistakes on that led to maybe me having. The way I see it, a lot of the negative parts about myself are not from my parents, it's mainly from my own self-discovery. But then, I don't know, maybe if I do a deeper psychological dive, maybe it might come from those mistakes, but I wouldn't know.
In the end, of course, you cannot avoid, like, even right now, if my parents wouldn't, have your parents bit you?
Yep.
Bit?
Mom. No. Like,
Oh,
beaten.
beat.
Yeah,
Did you hear bite?
I heard
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, I heard bit. I heard bit. I was like, bit? Beat. No, I don't think so.
No, I have.
I've been,
Brother.
I just, as a child, I just like...
Maybe when I was younger, but as I grew older, no.
I ran like...
Well, I mean, obviously not now. Yeah.
I ran like on a road.
Yeah, of course not now.
Yeah.
Like, I ran in the road like a stupid fuck, and I got my punishment for it. Now I never cross the road without a crosswalk. Almost never.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm a mature child. Anyways, it's... for example, this stress, it's a bad thing. Like as a parent right now, I would think it would be a bad thing to introduce to my children this beating while they're growing up, because there's so much stress, there's so much trauma, and but now there is so much stress that I have to cope with, and perhaps this stress has molded me more resistant. And maybe I would have ended up like suiciding or something, because I wouldn't have possessed the same will to resist the stress otherwise.
Okay.
And it's like in the end I realized that mistakes and like this bad experience is something that you have to introduce to children's life, otherwise they wouldn't be, because our life is not flowers and shit. It's shit.
Oh no, yeah.
It's shit and flowers.
Yeah.
So
So you get compost.
It's rainbows and rain. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's like, so you can't only teach a child rainbows and like expect him to cope with rain.
Of course.
Like you have to do both, and I understand that even bad experience is a mandatory part. I actually think it's mandatory part.
Yeah.
I don't tell like beat your children for anyone wondering.
It's their personal choice.
I don't think any parents are watching. Actually, there might be.
We don't even know our demographic, but if you are a parent, like, it's your choice.
But
You parent your kid
We
how
got
you
no
want
say
it.
in this. We got no say. It's your child. Do whatever you want.
Just to clarify, I've never recommended to beat a child, just in case.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be like, it might bite my ass off later. Like I'm being judged.
I am doing it because Anton for a fact.
Like I'm in a court and like someone brings up this this podcast. And,
Yeah.
but anyways, it's just bad part is a mandatory part that you have to introduce. Usually you don't plan, because like, okay, today I'm gonna beat my child. It's
of course.
It's not something that you can plan for.
Yeah.
But
I mean, unless you are like a psychopath and abusive parent.
So this is not going
We are
there,
keeping that as an exception. But yeah, go on.
But like
General populace. Yes.
It's once again, it's just hard.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with your point. Like, it is a mandatory part. And I would say, like, even looking back now, all the times that, like, I did get beaten or whatever, like, I respect my parents for doing that, because, like, if I did not receive a punishment that intense or that severe, I would probably still think that doing that thing is okay, or like it's fine. Like if it was just a verbal shouting or something, I would have still been like, but like that's your word against mine. Like what? But then, because that physical aspect was introduced to it, I understood the severity of the mistake that I made. So yeah, I do agree with your point that it is like, even though it is a distasteful part of it, and in a healthy family, nobody enjoys doing it, but it is a mandatory part. You are very uncomfortable, huh?
I disagree with that. No.
Yeah,
we don't.
I don't think beating should be.
He never said beating.
I'm not saying beating. It's
just some
like that physical aspect.
Some
I don't
stress. Some stress.
But
Needs to
the
be
stress
introduced.
can come from everyday life,
Yeah,
anyways.
No.
it's the parent's job to prepare you for that everyday life stress. You're not experiencing that as a kid.
Yes, you will.
I mean,
You will, but you are not currently. That's what I'm saying. But someone has to prepare you for that. And now, I'm not saying that physical beating is the only way to introduce that stress. It's the way that we got introduced to it.
It's
And
just,
that is why that's the
yeah.
only way that I can think of.
I mean, it's a bit of like, I don't know, like less food maybe.
No, less food
No,
now.
like
Less
what-
food
because
now.
one-time experience.
No.
See, the problem is because you don't have to share, obviously, because you're free to share what you want to
Yeah.
share. But we can't understand your point because we don't know the context under which you're
I
telling
mean,
it.
I just still. I never said that. I just said that some stress must be introduced. I never ever agree with beating. Actually, but it's just. But this allowed me to actually understand that some stress must be introduced, because in the end, actually, let's say puberty, right? Puberty is the time when you just leave off your home. Maybe, I don't know, have you been interacting with your family a lot during your puberty?
Wait, what?
During your puberty.
During my puberty.
Yeah. Have you been interacting with your family a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Shit, okay. I went fucking Breaking Bad.
Oh, damn, okay.
I mean, okay, what do you mean by interacting with your parents?
It's like at the point of puberty, a human starts like leaving. They start finally like integrating into new environment, learning more from.
So,
the
like, you
environment.
mean, so when you say like interacting with parents, do you mean that
Not necessarily
like
parents, but
just
family.
normal interaction, or do you mean that like I am telling them what is going on with me?
Not necessarily this, but to some extent, yes. What I'm trying to say is you are now your parents are not your teachers. Your parents during puberty, your parents are not the only teachers.
Oh, yeah.
During puberty, you start to like learn so much more information, usually from school, from the environment, from your friends,
Yeah.
and you're molded. The ratio of effect of like those
You
environments.
start paying more
It's like family
attention to the
family
others.
becomes family affects you less during
Yes.
puberty, because
Yeah.
there are so
yeah.
much more stimuli
Yeah.
during puberty, and like you learn so much more. And in this sense, I could have just learned like from my friends, like don't cross the walk when there are like cars.
Yeah.
And like but
And again, I think also it accredits to the rate of growth. Like some people, if you are not introduced to that stress early on, and you're introduced to that stress later on, that like slows your process in comparison to someone who has been introduced to that stress before, because now that person knows what to do in a similar situation and then grows beyond that point. So it also like accredits to the rate of growth in maturity of different things, I would say.
I also think that like at least in Russia, during puberty, there is lots of bullying and going on stuff. You've probably been through this, I think, maybe, I don't know. No?
For me, it was homeschooling, so it was self-bullying, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, it's your parents' job to prepare you for this.
Yes.
I think it's your parents' job to. I mean, they can probably tell you, but perhaps through stress is going to be a bit more understandable.
I would say, okay, you know what? Hold on, just
Yeah,
pause.
this is a,
Just
I'm just
introduce
thinking about
all
it.
of your.
I'm just thinking about it. I don't know if preparing is the right way to do it. Maybe it's better to guide them through it.
Okay.
guiding. Okay,
I
sure.
think both is done regardless because obviously you can't prepare the kid for everything that's going to happen. So you will have to guide the kid through it.
It's just like an average pain input during puberty is going to be higher for them, I think. in this
Exactly.
case.
So why introduce more stress
No.
for the preparation?
Throughout the preparation,
Okay, see.
like your tolerance is going to be higher as you reach puberty.
Okay, here's how I see it. Right. Now, of course, this depends from family to family and growing environment to growing environment. Let's just take this under a controlled environment. Okay. A
Throw
healthy.
this out there. We were talking about
I know
standards.
Yeah.
we just went into parenthood, but it's an interesting conversation. This is originally how the factory was meant to go. So I'm happy.
Go for it.
But
Yeah, go for it.
so, in a healthy household, the family is supposed to be the one place where you can feel safe and protected and free enough to be yourself, right? But it also means that is the most comfortable environment to be exposed to not so comfortable things about the world. Now, I'm not saying that the only way to achieve results that, being prepared for the cold, cruel world outside is through introducing that stress in the safe environment. Of course, as you grow, as Anton said, you get stimuli from other places and you can learn from that as well. But in my view, if you are introduced to a form of said stress or said feeling of being challenged in that way, because forget the physical part of it, because we're not thinking about the physical part, we're talking about the emotional impact of it. So
Stress.
yeah, so you're introduced to that level of stress in said household. It can take one of two turns. One that now you think that the household is not safe. That takes another turn that is for the family to figure out. Because again, it depends on how the parents introduce the kid to said stress.
Yeah.
Or the other path is that, okay, the two people that I trust the most have, shown me what, or like introduced me to this new level and feeling of stress and anxiousness that I'm going to experience. Or in the time you don't know that I'm going to experience it, but then you do experience it in the outside world and you're like, okay, this is similar to how, I felt during this time. So then what happens is during that time, instead of relying on your parents more, of course your parents are always there and your parents will guide you through it if you ask them to guide you. But then the way I think of it is that more self-growth happens if you're already been prepared in that sense, because you're doing a lot of thinking by yourself.
Perhaps
to deal with that situation.
Perhaps such people are more conscious, or they reach this level of consciousness earlier.
Yeah, they mature faster. That's what I think. That's what I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
We've probably been too south.
I don't know if maturing faster is the goal here, no, especially for a child, though.
Is it not?
No, the goal is for them to be a child, no? To enjoy the world as much as they can, experience as many things as they can.
The point of being a child is to
Again, we're
is
not
to
talking
grow.
about childhood. We're talking about puberty here. So
We've passed this point.
if the whole point is experiencing life as a child during puberty, then you're pretty much you're pretty much doomed when you reach adulthood.
If we're talking about doing purity, I don't know. I just
Because naivety and innocence, as nice of qualities as they are something that are trampled upon in this world, sadly.
doesn't mean you should lose them or not have them either.
I'm not saying you do lose them or have. I still have a part.
Right.
I still have some parts of it, but then it's but I know the level to what I have to balance it out because of said experiences and dealing with said stress. And I know the environments in which I can be safe to express such innocence and naivety and whatever.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of just recreating the stress to prepare somebody for a scenario that could happen in the future. It does not sit.
Again, that's also not
it's
the
like-
only purpose of it.
I would never think of like intentionally doing it. It just happens.
It just happens.
It just
It's
happens.
a product of protectiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I still don't like the idea. If it's intentional or not, yeah. I don't
Fair
like the
enough. I
idea.
mean, hey,
That's what
as I said, depends from family to family.
Especially for teenagehood, when they're going through so many things and for so many changes. I don't like the idea of just
That's
adding
that's the thing. So
added
like,
stress to prepare them for a potential scenario.
no, that's what I'm saying. You're not adding the stress during the teenage years. You're adding the stress before it, so that when you face the same stress during teenage years, you have some sort of an idea what to do.
Or tolerance.
Yeah, even that.
Our
I still don't
tolerance,
like, even that I still don't like. Preparing them before teen. Yeah. I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
No, fair enough. I mean,
I just
to
don't
each
like
their
it.
own. So, fair point. This was a very nice tangent. Thank you. Thank you for exploring this.
All right,
I enjoy
point 3, please.
Point 3. 2 pains, 1 choice, many seasons. Yeah, the discipline pain and the regret pain.
Oh, okay.
But
We didn't
I
really
think
touch
we-
about this. Or did we?
I think we kind of touched upon it in the ambition versus perfectionism thing. Did we? Or, I mean, why not? Let's.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think so. Yeah.
So, I mean, there are 2 types of pain, basically. The pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And how do we choose the right pain for this season of life? And, like, how do we know when to switch?
Yeah, I'm just gonna reintroduce very quickly what
Yeah.
it used to say. Basically, all of us have limited resources, and once again, we have instincts and we have consciousness as people. So we can consciously choose a choice that would benefit us in the long run, even though it would benefit us in a short-term run. I might not eat bread today, let it like stay. It will like ferment, make it tastier. Tomorrow it's gonna be better. This is a conscious choice, and it's beyond my instincts. Obviously, the pain of doing something long term is almost always actually beneficial, because in the end, in the long term, you actually benefit. Usually, if you're doing it, you will benefit from it. But in the end, you have limited resources. You cannot do 500,000 projects at the same time. You cannot just keep saying yes to everything that is approaching you. Sometimes you just have to, take a break and do something. And in the end, what I think is the right, the pain of regret. It's also by the way, pain of regret of not doing it long term. It's everlasting. It's a very long one, and it will probably haunt you till the end of the days. While the pain of just studying is short term, and you will just sleep through this. I don't know. It's just obviously like everything from the conscious point of view tells us to pursue the long term pain, the long term goal, in order to avoid the long term pain, basically of regret, pain of regret. But in the end, we're still people. We're still humans, and I'm hungry. So my answer is just a balance. Surely, if you just do everything your instincts tell you to do, and you do you reject every single opportunity and offer, you will have lots of regrets, and it will not even benefit you that much. Because there are so many opportunities that could have led you to so many wonderful results. But yeah, it's just. But you cannot. Once again, you either cannot ignore it, neither you can ignore it. So balance.
I went in a different direction, I thought, but yeah, no, it makes
just
sense.
to be clear, just to clarify, do you agree that, or is your view that both the pain of discipline and both the pain of regret are both essential or necessary?
They're a part of life.
They're a part of it. Okay, cool.
That makes sense.
Nicolas.
Okay, I can continue it, but Anton basically said it. I'll do the same. Life is always about choices, and you can't just do everything. So yeah, you're always going to have some sort of regret.
How about you expand on why the pain of discipline is necessary and why the pain of regret is necessary?
That's okay. That's a bit of a different question. I don't know if it's necessary. They just happen.
Yeah, but what are the good uses out of it? It happens, and what do you learn out of it?
Oh, what do you learn out of it? Well, it depends on the situation, but yeah.
Generalize it.
Pushing through the pain, I guess. Or maybe not, or maybe dealing the pain in a way that benefits you somehow. I don't know.
Actually, we're in this environment where long-term goals, long-term decisions, this long-term pain is chosen more likely. And we have a lot more pain of regret. So even if it's not taught to us, we will experience it. So it's like we're more likely towards the second option.
What's the second option? The one for
the regret.
The regret.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's the first option.
The first option.
Oh, yeah, it's like avoid regret, basically. Avoid regret.
Yeah, I mean, fair. Yeah, I can't really. What it?
Yeah, I don't know why this.
Also, who has been thumping this thing? Who has been thumping rhythmically?
It's probably doors opening and closing.
Somebody's slamming the doors. But anyway,
well, some people above us, but whatever.
Yeah. Winter is a cold country. You need airlocks. Basically. NASA called, ask their airlock back.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I guess that's point 3. Point 4, I guess we kind of just touched grazed upon this, but like measuring the gap makes you chase. So measuring the gap, measuring the gain makes you stay. So this is basically the if this is the journey. And you are here, do you measure your progress in terms of how much you've come, how far you've come, or how far you've left to go?
Both.
And you explored it that the best way to do it is just enjoy the process. Have a goal in mind, because you cannot really have a process without a goal.
Yeah.
But in the end, in order to finally achieve the goal, it's the best to enjoy the process. Yeah. I'm just gonna explore it a bit more. I have to highlight that reaching some goal in the end, the final goal, and going towards it, and having it as motivation as a motivation for doing something in order to achieve it, is never a thing. Because as you are achieving it, you're changing, and goal changes with you. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if I think.
But what about if you think it as you're changing towards that goal?
That could also happen as well.
Yeah, but measuring the in terms just of any goal, it's not applicable. In terms of any goal,
for example, let's take an example. Like you have a project to, let's say, design a turbine or something.
Yeah.
Right. As you're growing towards that goal, like you are, the level of knowledge you have is changing, and you are changing. But it's not like your goal of designing a turbine is also changing. Of course, the specifics of how I'm designing the turbine might change. But that goal of designing the turbine doesn't change.
I think I explored a bit different field in sense of reaching the final goal of saying enough. In this sense, then it's never a thing.
So your definition of what is enough changes as you change.
So it's not, but if you have a distinct goal as manageable and achievable.
Okay, yeah, no, fair.
Sure,
Fair.
yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Escobedo, do you have any thoughts?
Oh God, I forgot the question. Gap chase. Okay. All right. What I was gonna say was, I use both because it's nice. Because measuring the gap is useful to see where you at in terms of your goal, and if it also helps you to determine if your goal needs to change, whatever. And then seeing how much you've done and gained. It's just nice to see all the progress, and it's nice.
It's a source of motivation.
Exactly. It's a great source of motivation. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Yeah, no, I will say word for word what you said. So yeah, that's my view as well.
0.5.
0.5. Whose scoreboard are you playing on? So if a voice says not enough, can we name the owner? What practices help move from external grades to an internal compass?
We talked
I
about
think,
it a bit,
yeah,
but
we
yeah,
talked about
Yeah.
it.
continue.
So social interaction. It's just
Yeah.
in the
We
end,
talked
it's
about the free
our
will,
voice,
yeah.
but our voice was molded by everyone's. So-
Exactly, yeah.
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 Again, I think also as we said before, like it depends on the phase of life you're at and the level of maturity you have at said phase of life and such.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, I would like to point out that your consciousness changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's right now I have less consciousness than as we started.
Mm.
Maybe because I'm a bit conscious. I'm a bit cognitively tired.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah, no, me too. For me, it was opposite. When we started, I was kind of lost, and then now I'm more like I'm focused. But anyway, yeah, we can move on to points like the compounding power of quiet reps. So like when progress is unphotogenic, how do we keep showing up? So what systems make consistency feel lighter than intensity? Because we can. I mean, we've touched upon this before. Nick literally just said of the measuring the gain thingy, but like personally for us, what keeps us going in our goals? What is the system you guys use?
hunger, death in a pit.
I don't know. Hunger, death, and a pit?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Elaborate,
please.
Survival. I don't know. I
To
mean,
survival?
obviously,
Designing a turbine is not necessary for survival, but how do you keep going?
I guess for a
Or
job,
why do you keep going?
Job, you need money.
yeah.
That's survival too.
That's not survival. That's thriving. That's to thrive. That's not to
Well, but
survive.
you need money to buy your needs, though.
But a beggar still survives, though.
But they're not living.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but-
So it's to thrive. It's not to survive.
But like
Two
they
different
are not reaching their point of satisfaction.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's not to. It's not to. What's the word? To satisfy your needs. It's to satisfy your wants.
Your needs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the things. There are two things is that keeps you growing personally. One is not to die, basically instincts,
Mm-hmm.
and second is consciousness, as achieving the satisfaction, the level of satisfaction, the point of satisfaction, at which I'm comfortable. I have enough pain and enough joy.
Mm.
So yeah, I think, and in order to keep yourself going, you just enjoy the process. I adopted it from yours.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me it's again like enjoying the process, but plus even if the process is not enjoyable sometimes, it's more about. It depends on how much you value said goal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Because like me personally in life right now, one of my top priority goals is like to as I've said before, like in previous episodes, to deepen my relationship with God currently. And that is a process that I don't necessarily enjoy all the time because it kind of goes against what I'm used to so far. And sometimes it means doing things that I don't necessarily am in the mood to do or like stuff like that. and things like I can easily skip, but it would be better if I didn't. But then it's because that goal is so important to me that I just put aside my, I guess laziness, or like my opposite of desire to not do it, and I just do it in the hopes of that it helps achieving this goal. Whereas in other aspects like music, if I don't enjoy the process, I won't do it, because then I don't see the fun in that. Because that goal is only of that much value to me.
Yeah.
It's not something that I'm like.
Just alternate.
Yeah.
Basically, if process is not enjoyable, you just enjoy the fact that you are reaching the goal.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable in this case.
Hmm.
Because I don't like studying Laplace transform, but the fact that I'm getting closer to understanding Laplace transforms, the sheer fact,
Makes it more enjoyable.
So suddenly I feel joy in the process.
Yeah.
It depends on the perspective.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, I think
Change your perspective. If you
Yeah.
want to learn like Chinese, change your perspective.
yeah, it really depends on like the amount.
This is where naivety can be useful, because if you don't have that naivety, you can't. If you see all the difficult stuff, you won't dive into it,
But would you call that naivety?
Or at least the not knowing
It's
about it.
smart ignorance.
Smart ignorance. That's not the way of putting it.
Yeah.
Smart ignorance. Maybe naivety is not the right word, but you get what I'm saying, right?
No. It's I don't know. It's like
Because if you saw all the hard stuff, like the Laplace transform and the block diagrams for measurements and control, you wouldn't dive into engineering, right? But because we were ignorant of that,
Yeah.
we dove in anyways.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I took this from like Mark Roger's speech from IT. That was such a nice point. I love that.
But yeah, I think in the end it also, it depends on how much value you assign to set goal.
Oh, for sure.
And if you're not achieving or not being consistent in a goal that you want to be consistent in, I just think you're not assigning enough value to set goal.
But there's also probably a reason you're not assigning so much value to it.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And that's like a personal thing to figure out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I still have like residual sickness from last week, but anyway. You have anything else?
Well, basically everything you guys said, and a lot of self-reflection. A lot of self-reflection in any form, way possible. Talking to myself, diaries, notes, drawing, whatever. And yeah, that's it.
What's your method of self-reflection, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
elaborate.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what's your method of like self-introspection? Like for him, it's talking to himself.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's viewing things from a third-person, unbiased perspective.
Mm.
So how do you self-introspect?
I find myself incapable of doing many things just by my mind. So for example, I wake up, I'm gonna bake bread, I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna do this. Obviously, at the end of the day, actually, I don't even remember about my plan, so I cannot even relate to myself. So the way I'm doing it is I'm just writing the goals in the notes, in the notepad. Then I just, at the end of the day, I just tick it.
To-do list.
Yes. And that's how I can reflect onto myself.
Okay, that's also good.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. Last point. Finally. Redefining enough as alignment and not arrival. So what if enough is acting in line with values today and not hitting a universal bar? How would that change our goals, pace, and self-talk?
I think the sheer question.
Excuse me, bro. Yeah.
So where's the me last?
My bad, bro.
3 or 4 weeks ago, damn.
My bad.
The sheer question, I disagree with the sheer question
Which one?
What? Huh?
I mean, like, with the second question.
Which one? The first bit? If enough is happening.
I think he said he's
The whole thing.
disagrees
This is
with
the whole thing.
Yeah,
This is the whole thing. Okay,
it's
sure.
just like our enough, because like if you're, we know that if you are trying to reach someone's enough, it's not enough for us because in the end, our is what matters. So, and if someone imposed this enough, like standards, maybe, I mean, standards perhaps are something that is related to me. It's something where my enough lies close to, but in the end, I'm interested in my enough, not these standards enough and things enough. And I don't think that the question is quite applicable. I've never ever thought about like what would Europeans would like in order to feel like good in their life, in order to feel confident and things. I've never thought about it in this way. I've always thought about it. What would I need to be in Europe? Actually, I do think of the values. I relate to them, but in the end, my values are what matters. So the sheer question, personally, because I never like, oh my God, he has a yacht, so I must have a yacht as well. No, never. I never have that. Of course, I'm affected by it to some extent, as we discussed earlier. But in the end, what matters is my opinion.
Your values. Yeah, perfect.
I mean,
You go first.
you guys, because you made the question, so maybe you would agree. You could first of all elaborate on why you agree.
You go first for this one.
Like fight my argument, fight his argument, fight him. Man. I don't know what to tell. It's like, he's legit.
No, it's fine. I don't mind. I'm just forming my own thoughts for this.
I think this, the way I interpreted it was about through a process of self-introspection, you redefine what is enough. In the sense of you are working towards a goal, and let's say it's proving to be a bit above your abilities to reach, not to reach that goal, but to keep your motivation up for that long to reach that goal, because you're not seeing progress. So then an easier way, I would say, would be to move the goalpost a bit closer to your level of progress.
But we're talking about enough.
Yeah, so like that definition of enough
Gets closer.
gets closer to you. Like you change your mindset to like, okay, I'm not saying that this is enough anymore, I'm saying that this is enough. And then you accomplish that enough, and then you go to the next enough.
I think that's a topic for something. Measuring the gap makes you chase.
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar.
It's like we're talking about everlasting joy, the final point of satisfaction. And I don't know how can you relate to European. No, for example, no, let's talk about Europe. Why not? Because we're in Europe. So like, I'm not sure how can you relate to European standards about it. Like, he has a wealthy family. He has so much things. So instead of getting all of this at once, I will get a good car first, because he would
but
get
that's again like that's taking comparison into account. I'm not talking about comparison.
Okay, then.
Like you yourself. Like let's take an engineering project, for example, where we have the opportunity to choose what the topic of the project is. Right? Now, initially we might think, okay, we have like a year to do this project, so let us
Forget about it.
yeah, no, our goal will be to make a military grade drone or something, because we think that we have enough knowledge and skills to do so. Okay, and then let's say like 3 months down the line into this project, we realize, okay, you know what, we have knowledge, we have this and that, and we've learned stuff, but we probably can't achieve like making a military grade drone in the remaining
Time period.
9 months or whatever. So then what you do is, so before your enough was the military grade drone. But then now you're like, okay, but I know enough and I think we can do it enough to make a normal drone, maybe with the use case of like filmography or something like that. So then you move your enough to being a normal drone for commercial use.
What's an example?
No, that's like we've already explored this point, but
Yeah. I mean, we're just reiterating it. So
okay. Well, yeah, I agree. But like, can you read these question 7 again?
what if enough is acting in line with values today and not hitting a universal bar? Okay. So like, how would that change our goals, pace, and self-talk? So, for example, let's take self-talk for example. Okay. So like in this example of the military grade drone thingy, like if we made it fixed that we will make a military grade drone no matter what, right? And we're not going to change it according to like our levels of skill or whatever. Then the way that yourself, and after same amount of progress after 3 months, your level of the way that you do your self-talk will be more about like, how pathetic am I that I don't know so and so and so, that I can't do these things, and like I can't find these things and like build these things to accomplish military grade drone in like the next 9 months. But then if your mindset is to be more flexible about changing what your goal is,
Then I got your point.
yeah,
It's just not relatable to the question.
that is what the question is about, no?
The values. I mean, like, change about the ways values today. Oh, okay. No, okay. I interpreted the values differently. I thought
That's fine. That's fine.
I thought
Just
the base values of everyone. in this
Oh,
sense.
no, values of the goal.
Well,
okay. Values of the goal.
oh, sure.
What's up?
You've got long legs. I
Really?
I appreciate it.
Ooh, chemistry. Okay, nah.
Come on.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I was basically going to say the same thing Anton said basically as before. But for me, it's fine if the initial goal comes from something that you found online or something that was given to you. But of course, through that process and through a lot of self-reflection, that goal might change, it may not. You may gather more in-between steps to get enough. And like I said before, the overall goal is neither good or bad. It's more about if the journey.
I think it's also like a question of allowing yourself to be flexible enough to move that goal around.
Exactly.
Because some people don't.
Exactly, yeah.
And they beat themselves up about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, does anybody have anything random to add? Because I think we have reached towards the end.
Climax.
This is the climax. There isn't
Yeah.
climax.
The question is,
Are we enough?
have you guys been enjoying our conversation or have you been listening?
Oh, to the audience.
Oh,
And
yeah.
can you summarize every single point that we
No ChatGPT.
No chatty.
No ChatGPT.
no analysis, no speech analysis. I'm not sure. The longer I talk, the more Russian accent pops out. So I think at this point you can hardly understand me. Can you guys?
Yeah, we're good.
We
We're
can.
fine.
No,
Yeah, we
okay,
can.
sure.
We get you.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, comrades,
Yes.
the question is, why am I never good enough?
Hmm.
And the answer
Yeah.
is for you to interpret.
Yeah, that summarizes
That summarizes it perfectly. I love that.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Why are you never good enough? Because it's completely up to you to interpret what enough is.
That is
So, yeah.
perfect. That is a perfect way to end it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally enjoyed this conversation
This was amazing.
a lot.
It was great.
It
Thank
was
you, guys.
Talk about parenthood as well. Like, out of nowhere.
yeah, that was
So,
that was an unexpected tangent, but I'm happy that we got to talk about it.
I do also like. I have to point out, like once again, there have been a similar conversation to some extent 2 weeks ago, right?
In our first attempt,
And I do think that this time it's a lot more clear and refined.
Yeah, it's more
version.
refined than the last one.
Perhaps, I mean, maybe it's like
it worked out. It worked out.
It's a thing for you in experience. It's like I think quality has increased a lot compared to previous.
Because I think again, like the last time we did this, it was like the first time that the three of us have had a conversation of this type ever. Technically, because we've never had like deep talks like this. So it's kind of like us establishing our separate foundations and not really building upon it.
Touching the surface. Through the surface.
But now, this time around, since we had some idea of where each person lies, we kind of built upon it. So,
and we were able to dig deeper, build higher. I don't know.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Well,
but yeah.
I mean, we've touched the grass. We know where to build. It's enough just to. It's time to build.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation. It was lovely having you on the episode again.
Thank you. Again, first time for you guys, but basically again.
Yeah. And who knows? You might return
if you want.
If you want.
Again,
But yeah, again, it's been a pleasure for us to have you guys. If you stuck around for this long, thank you. And once again,
do your thing.
Do my thing.
Say your thing.
Isn't it your thing?
No, your thing. That thing.
Right. So I wish this served as entertainment at the very least and enlightenment at the very most. And I think this conversation really is like really defines this line the best because it was both entertaining and enlightening. So, right.
And finally, subscribe, hit the bell to get all the notifications. Follow us on Instagram.
Don't be that guy.
And if you're listening in Spotify, thank you as well. And follow us on Spotify as well. And don't forget to interact with us through the comments or the chat in Instagram.
And Spotify posts. We got Spotify posts since the last episode, yo. Yeah, we did it.
He finally did it. So interact with us in any way possible and ask us any questions and we'll try to answer
Plus
it for
NGO link. Did you tell them about the NGO link?
And the NGO link.
NGO link in the bio of the Instagram. Send all your anonymous thoughts there, hate comments included. We will gladly read them, read them all. But yeah, until next time, we hope you enjoyed our surprise. And yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Thanks.
Peace.
Well,